Hello, and welcome to the third video in this CG2 Blender tutorial series. In this video, we're going to go over exporting our UV map layout and exporting our image and opening them in Gimp 2.8 and using the UV map layout to quickly clean up the excess in our image. Now again, in this process, as I mentioned before, we didn't really need to do that with this particular situation, but sometimes with odd-shaped things, it's really difficult to get it exactly the way that you want, or it can be at times, and this is just a quick method to help clean everything up. So one thing I should have mentioned in the first one or two videos is I should have mentioned that in your paint window, next to where your wall image is down at the bottom, you'll see image, and if you have an asterisk next to it, it's because you haven't saved the image yet. And you really should do that. I hope you haven't closed it, and I apologize if you have and you've had to redo things. In the future, I'll try to stay on top of things like that and not leave them undone. Now, if you click on Image and go to Save as Image, you'll see I've already saved mine, and you just choose the directory you want to save it in and save that image. Once you're done with that, you'll click the X next to your image here where you created it and remove the wall image. That puts you back into your UV image layout view. Now when you get into this, all you have to do is click UVs and go to Export UV Layout, and that will give you an opportunity to export your UVs as a PNG image. Now your default for your PNG image at the bottom left you'll see is 1024 by 1024. For the sake of making things simple, that's why we didn't adjust the size of our image when we first created our image, and I didn't want to move anything or change anything. If you want higher quality, you will definitely need to work with that, and make sure that when you scale your UV image and export it, that your UV image and your actual image texture are scaled the same so that it's easy to do this process in GIMP. So because I've already exported mine, I'm going to take a little stress off my computer, press Shift Z in my viewport, take it off of render, and I'm going to press Control Tab, switch over to GIMP, and I'm going to go to File, Open, and I'm going to open my wall image. And then I'm going to go to File, Open as Layers, and I'm going to open my wall UV image. And with my wall UV image selected, with my wall UV image layer selected rather, I will go over to my fuzzy select tool and click in the negative space that is not part of what I want painted. That's going to select everything that's in that area. Now some cases you may have more than one negative space and you'll want to shift click through those areas to add all of those areas so you can clean them all up at once. Now I'm going to go and select my wall layer, and then I'm going to go to Edit, Clear, and that cleans up our image, and now there is nothing in the dead space. I'm going to go to File, Export As. I'm going to name it Wall Revised, just for the purpose of keeping track. I'm going to export. I've already done this once, so I'm just going to export again, overwrite it, and now that is done. We're going to go Control Tab back into Blender, and now in Blender I'm still in my HDRI setup that I left off with on the last video, so I'm going to go into my node editor down at the bottom. I'm going to click the object cube, go back to object. I'm going to click X, and it's going to disassociate the image and everything's going to turn black, but it's okay. We're going to click Open, and then I am going to go into the directory that has my image, and I'm going to open wallrevise.png, click Open Image, and now my wall is back. Everything is the same. If we press Shift Z, we get a good render, we get a nice result. Everything looks exactly the same. There are no changes, except when we open the image and view it here, we can see that Wall Revised does not have the excess material in the dead space in our UV window. And that just makes it a little bit easier, a little bit less to process and keep track of. Okay, well, thank you for watching, and join me next time in my follow-up video where we export our model to Unity and get ready to set up materials.